What if I told you that the Earth is round? What if I told you that our moon is actually a moon? What if I told you that a mass relay travels so fast you can literally slingshot to the Andromeda galaxy without waiting days, years, or even centuries to get there? Well, buckle yourself up, because we're about to go faster than light. Now keep in mind, this is only a theory over this topic. It could be right, or it could be wrong. Only time can tell. So we all know what a mass relay is. It's a super advanced FTL system that can literally slingshot you to any location around the galaxy almost instantaneously. It's fast, almost too fast, and because of this, many of us believe that an advanced version of a mass relay would be the very machine that would take us to Andromeda. But today, I want to crush your dreams, specifically about this belief, because there's a couple of things you need to take into consideration about these unique relays. We need to take a look at some of the flaws and weaknesses about a mass relay so you can understand why I want to crush your dreams. For one, although it appears like a mass relay can take you anywhere around the Milky Way galaxy, the word anywhere is not entirely true. A mass relay can only take you to another mass relay. You can't just point and shoot and expect to get to point B without a relay on the other side. But if you did just do that, not only would you continue to travel faster than the speed of light, you will keep traveling at that speed forever until finally you crash into something and die, or the energy from the slingshot dies out and you're in the middle of nowhere, so you're dead anyways. That's if you haven't already died from old age or a lack of food and water. There's a reason why you need another mass relay. A mass relay doesn't just slingshot you to another mass relay. It can also slow you down and potentially stop an incoming object coming from another mass relay. This is why you can see a beam of light somewhat slow down with our ship appearing soon after. Another thing I'd like to add to counter you having no control with the speed you're in due to the mass relay is that as soon as you're slingshotted out of a mass relay, you have no control over your ship. But it's not like you have a few seconds to control your ship anyways, as the time it takes you to get from one mass relay to the other is almost instant. But let's just say it takes a minute to get to another mass relay. You still wouldn't have any control over your ship. This is because your ship didn't create the force or energy to slingshot you in the first place. The mass relay did, and you're just along for the ride. So now that we got those two things into consideration, it's time to add them to the mass relay theory. Now, as I said, you need another mass relay to travel to another mass relay. So that means in order to get to Andromeda, we'd have to send a selected few of scouts and engineers that have the resources to build a mass relay. With these resources, they'd have to travel all the way to Andromeda. Once they get to Andromeda, they'll build a mass relay and upload the coordinates of a mass relay in the Milky Way to the mass relay they built in Andromeda. And boom, like magic, they slingshot their way back to the Milky Way, and from here, the colonization era of the Andromeda begins. So that's pretty much it for the mass relay theory, but let's talk about the science behind it. For one, a mass relay can slingshot you to Andromeda within at most a week or two or less. That's how fast the slingshot is. However, the distance is 10 times farther and the energy required is probably going to be tremendous. Going deeper to why the large amount of energy is needed is due to the fact that element 0 is used to help the mass relay keep the slingshot from somewhat dying out. To elaborate on what I'm saying, if you don't have a lot of element 0 and a large amount of other resources to help slingshot you to Andromeda, the slingshot you're riding in would start to die out, and shortly after, you'd most likely be in the middle of nowhere, far from the Milky Way to travel back to, and shortly after that, you'd be dead. Also, yeah, it's highly possible the fools that are chosen to travel to Andromeda are most likely prepared to have a generation of families on the ship, just to encounter the time and distance it would take to get to Andromeda. Otherwise, they die of old age and most likely won't even make it to the halfway mark to Andromeda. Now before I end this theory, there's also an alternate route to the mass relay theory. I'll leave it up to you to fill in the blanks, but I'll keep it simple. What if there's already a mass relay in Andromeda, and somehow we found out its coordinates and aimed a mass relay from the Milky Way at it? So let me know what you thought about this theory, and if you have a theory of your own, put it down in the comments below for a chance to have it featured on my next video. Also, make sure to like the video and share this to your friends, and if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to join the Bloke Squad today. Without further ado, here are some honorable theories from my previous videos.